I want to start with the breaking news out of Iceland. As you can see from these dramatic pictures, there is a new volcanic eruption. It has happened near the town of Grindavik in the southwest of Iceland. You'll remember that this was the same town that was evacuated last month after there was an eruption there. We are told that the lava, which you can see spurting out of that new fissure, is hundreds of metres away now from the town of Grindavik. The people who were there were about 90 homes, have been safely evacuated. The local authorities have declared an emergency in the area. I'm going to bring in our reporter, Megan Owen, who is in the newsroom monitoring these pictures. Megan, dramatic pictures as we can see. Tell us how this unfolded.
Incredibly dramatic pictures yet again, Nikki. We can see glowing orange lava spewing out of that volcano north of Grindavik, and reportedly it's even closer to the fishing village than the eruption back in December. Now, as you mentioned, the residents were evacuated in the early hours of the morning when there was an increase in seismic activity. Local authorities have declared an emergency, and a Coast Guard helicopter is also surveying the scenes. Now, this is not the first time, as you mentioned, that residents have been evacuated. You know, back in December, we all remember those dramatic pictures of the eruption back in Grindavik, and the whole town was evacuated. In fact, around 4,000 residents, and the popular tourist spot, the Blue Lagoon, was also closed. Now, in the time since, those residents have started to come back to their homes once it was declared safer. But now this has put a bit of a spanner in the works. It's the fifth eruption that scientists have seen in the Reykjanes Peninsula in the past 3 years. They'd started to monitor the increase in seismic activities back in November, and they're going to have to continue to do that now. So there's real concern. I mean, it was a shocking and surprising Christmas for many people living in that area back in December, and this will be a pretty surprising start to the new year as well.
Yeah, Megan, let us go live to Reykjavik now, where we can speak to Hallgrímur Indradísson, who is a journalist with Iceland's public broadcaster RUV. Thank you very much for joining us. Just tell us, the alert went out at 3 a.m. in the morning there?
Yes, that's true. Then the big seismic activity started close to and underneath actually Grindavik. So everybody was evacuated, and since, as you said previously, there were not that many people that were staying there overnight, this took a pretty short time, and so everyone was safely evacuated then when the eruption started just before 8 o'clock this morning.
We are seeing the dramatic pictures of that lava, which is been growing in the last hour that we have been watching it. What are the authorities saying about the size of this eruption this time round?
Well, compared to the one in December, it's not as big as that. That one was unusually powerful, the most powerful that had taken place since then. But what is maybe more serious is the location. This is closer to Grindavik, and the fissure that formed, it went through the fortification that had been built, and they have been building these last few weeks, which was built to prevent lava from flowing towards Grindavik. But then, since part of the fissure is already inside the fortifications, and lava is flowing towards Grindavik, then that is a pretty serious situation.
Yeah, so is the concern now that lava could actually enter into Grindavik and go over houses, basically, their damage then?
Yeah, the geologist, one of the geologists of the Icelandic Meteorological Office said this morning that the flow was towards Grindavik, and if it would continue in the same speed as it currently is, which we don't know for sure, then it would reach the most northern part of Grindavik probably within the next 24 hours.
And what are the authorities saying now about how concerned they are?
Well, the authorities are really concerned, but of course everybody is really glad that the people were safely evacuated. But all these activities, because only yesterday it was decided that the Grindavik would be evacuated from coming Monday, that is tomorrow, because of there were fissures opening throughout the town. So I think pretty much what the authorities now need to do is just wait and see how things evolve, and maybe the most important thing is to secure proper housing for the inhabitants that had to evacuate their homes. Their future is very uncertain now.
Okay, the good news, at least they were able to evacuate safely. Hallgrímur Indriðason from RUV, Iceland's public broadcaster, thank you very much for joining us.